My Adventures with Superman. This episode was a pretty good episode. It's not my favorite of the season so far. We see a little bit at the beginning of Lois's dad kind of adjusting to his life now living with Jimmy and Clark. But most of this episode was mostly about kind of starting to put another wedge in Lois and Clark's relationship, where Lois is offered a better job from Vicky Bale. She got to work with her, and she was very impressed with her, and she wanted to offer another job, but that would mean she had to leave Metropolis, and that might be difficult with her current relationship with Clark and her friendship with Jimmy, and um and um her problems going on with her dad. So it kind of put an interesting wedge in their relationship, and I'm curious to see where that goes. Though honestly, I feel like if she's considering a relationship with Clark in jeopardy, because this kind of cracks me up a little bit, because bitch, your boyfriend has super like flying speed. He could just fly anywhere in the span of a minute. He could go to another fucking country so fast. Like I was reading the Superman manga. I actually recommend it. I've reviewed it on my second channel called Superman Mesh, and it's literally about him going to Japan on his lunch breaks and just eating Japanese food. That's literally like the whole thing. But he could just do that in the span of a minute, you know. So I don't know. I get why she's worried about, and clearly both of them are having trouble communicating with each other. She with Lois not being upfront with Clark about this quite yet, and then also Clark not really being able to talk about his issue with his cousin. And I think Vicky Vale, while she seems really genuine in this episode, I could really see her turning out to be a twist villain, and maybe doing something there. It's also cool to see Vicky Vale. You know, she's a DC character that I think she's in the comics. I'm not like a mega DC nerd when it comes to comics, but I do know that Vicky Vale is like a character I remember from like the old Batman movies, like the Tim Burton ones and stuff. So I don't know. It's just kind of cool to see that. But yeah, I think it's all really cool, and I like this episode, and I like kind of the storylines that they've come up with so far. I just think this isn't one of my favorites. Though it's probably one of my favorite Jimmy episodes, just seeing him adapt to this new team of reporters he's been working with, and kind of how that's going for him. And I think that you know he's just a really cool side character that is kind of just delightful. Where Lois and Clark hold all the drama. Meanwhile, Jimmy is just kind of like the comedy in the episodes. Like, seeing him yell on the phone early at the beginning of the episode with Clark's dad and stuff is just funny. Or not Clark's dad, Lois's dad. But I liked all that stuff. Good episode. Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.